everyone, today I'm reviewing this limited series dropped on Netflix. It's called Eric, and it is starring Benedict Cumberbatch. And when I saw this series was coming on Netflix, I was really excited to see, because I see all the like show or movie from Benedict Cumberbatch, who's very talented actor. You know, he does so many kind of role. It's always really good at them. And this series is it takes place in 1980 New York City, where we see Benedict Cumberbatch. He is this father to this boy, like 9-year-old boy, and he works in this puppet shows where he do this puppet show, and we see he has kind of like complicated relationship with his wife and his son. But one day when his son goes missing, and we see like the whole city is worried about what happened to him. They all assume at some point like he's dead in this series. So we see this show mainly centers around like this couple when their child goes missing, what they do in this, because Benedict Cumberbatch, he's this puppeteer. And he was working on this puppet with his son, and we see in this series basically he I guess he is alcoholic and he has this mental issue. And however, we see he kind of like developed this puppet, and he thinks in the show that if he makes this puppet and if he do the show on TV, his son will come back, who a lot of people are thinking he might be dead at some point. So what do I think about this series? I thought this basic premise for this series, nothing new. Obviously, we have seen it many times before. However, the main investigation like about the series, I thought it was quite interesting, especially Benedict Cumberbatch. He's quite good in this show, although it's nothing new. He has played this kind of character before. His wife character was also interesting, and his relationship with his parents, everything around Benedict Cumberbatch in this series is actually quite good, and it's quite interesting and engaging. However, the show does have all the other side character. For some reason, the show, though, decided to do a little backstory on this detective. Very unnecessary when I was watching it. Like, why we are spending our time with him? Because you know why, if you know Netflix. Because that's how they do stuff. You are watching this show to see Benedict Cumberbatch, his character, quite fascinating. But the show keeps taking sidetrack to this detective, who is his character. His story is also quite interesting. It just took me out of the show a couple of times. That's the only negative about this show. Not that I don't like this detective. He was trying his best, honestly. However, though, I thought how, what was that guy who is the superintendent in the building manager, that guy who take care of the building? His character was so interesting. I really liked that one episode when he was going to the jail and all the things. There's some interesting, I guess, conflict around all these characters. Makes sense when you watch it, especially if you've been to New York City. It was quite interesting watching it. I thought the New York City, though, it didn't look like it took place in 1980. It looked like modern New York City. Then again, that's how New York City look all the time. That being said, also the wife character was quite interesting. Overall, this series is actually quite good. Watch it was for me. At first, I was not sure. Overall, it's especially the mystery around the son is interesting. There is a little side story here. You are like the show does good job telling you all the side story. It's Benedict Cumberbatch is not always center of this show, so that was quite surprising. Especially that there is an underground side story about, I don't know if it's a spoiler or something. Spoiler warning, especially the underground, all these homeless people lives there, their story. It is interesting. I was like sitting there thinking, is this true or false? Like, oh, there's like all these people lives there, you know. Could be true, I suppose. I don't know. That being said, yeah, there's a lot of side story this show has. Can be sometimes annoying because all this sidetrack, all this character goes on. I found it as often annoying, but overall the show is actually quite engaging. It's not perfect by any means, but overall very interesting show. It does have a happy ending, so I was really surprised by the happy ending, honestly. I was like, huh, that's really good, which made me happy. Overall, I did enjoy the show. I just did not like all this side story that much. at a time, it was really very distracting, especially the center story is interesting. Why you are keep dragging me to other places? But they're all connected, I get that, but it still was quite distracting. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this show? If you enjoyed this review, don't watch other reviews on other show. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.